Hi everyone, welcome from Singapore. Today I'm having a great pleasure talking to Magda Chelly, a Polish businesswoman disrupting the cybersecurity market in Singapore and Asia Pacific, a very active woman, a cyber feminist, organizing a lot of activities here in Singapore. Magda, welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be in this interview, and I'm really appreciating your time as well.
Yeah, recently I read an independent Singapore article about the Polish entrepreneurial female Magda Chelly, who is disrupting the cybersecurity market in Asia Pacific. That's pretty unique to be a woman in this space. So before we get into what you actually do, can you take us to the beginning and tell me how your story in cybersecurity began?
Yeah, for sure. Eventually, maybe I started by my education. I'm a technical, I have a technical background, and I'm a telecommunication engineer with a master and a PhD in the same. I tried to go to the end of my studies as I could. Within those studies, I had information security, and cybersecurity was actually a passion for me since the beginning. Honestly, and no offense from my IT colleagues, I found out at that time that being only in IT didn't bring that intellectual challenge that I was searching for, and cybersecurity did. So I was trying to break into things when I was doing my PhD, and it started at that time, just as a pastime and hobby, and that's how my passion started.
Break into things? You mean crack some codes or hack, yeah?
Yeah, literally hacking for the funny things, trying to understand what were the weaknesses and vulnerabilities at that time from some of the systems. Again, I was discovering, it was just like playing around, and it actually, again, challenged me intellectually, so it was amazing.
You are also very well educated in cybersecurity. You are the PhD. So in telecommunications as well, yeah?
Just to clarify, I do not have a PhD or a thesis in cybersecurity. My education is in telecommunication engineering, which actually included as well programming and information security. Programming was the main, in parallel with telecommunication, and information security was secondary.
Okay, so tell us more. How did you start your own business, the Responsible Cyber, and how is this business actually disrupting the market of cybersecurity services?
Definitely, thank you for bringing that up. I'm very proud of Responsible Cyber. It's like kind of my baby. I'm trying to build a company that can disrupt and change the market, but also bring a very good added value to small and medium enterprises. I believe whatever we're having nowadays in cybersecurity, it's all about technology or very expensive products. While if you are a small or medium enterprise, you are not able to buy those products or afford very expensive consultancy services. And therefore, I thought, okay, how do we change that? How do we ensure that the small business owner who do not have any background in cybersecurity, who doesn't have the right budget to hire a CISO on demand like myself, how we could actually help them. And this is how we created the platform that allows even the business owners without cybersecurity skills to start and understand what are their cyber risks, deploy the right products with our guidance and with the platform help, and especially manage as well any events, eventually incidents, and see if they have been breached. So it's an all-in-one platform that is trying, again, to really help people without the right technical knowledge.
Magda, so you mentioned the Responsible Cyber. One of the services is CISO on demand that can be available for small and medium organizations. What I hear very often is that cybersecurity is still a very technical topic. And in many small and medium organizations, there's not even an IT department. So how would you talk the CEO of the organization into your platform? Why should they invest in this service?
I really like this question because I'm actually facing those questions very often. And often the small business enterprises just tell me that, oh, the IT is taking care of the security, or we have a firewall, which are completely wrong misconceptions. Mm-hmm. Security, as much as it can be deployed by the IT managers, is not by default deployed by them. And on top of that, cybersecurity is about 3 pillars: people, process, and then technology. So if you do not have the people awareness and the right process, you're missing as well all the controls that will allow you to mitigate your risks. And that brings me to the next topic. So we're talking about cybersecurity and why we are having so much hype about it nowadays, and all the media and newspapers are addressing the topic. The most important is to understand that we have evolved and changed as a society. So our business activities changed and evolved as well. Do you use paper anymore in your business?
Oh, less and less, I am.
Exactly. Can you imagine doing business without your smartphone?
I cannot. I can do business anywhere in the world having just this small device. Yeah.
Exactly. So what we are doing nowadays, we are providing and doing business through technology, and we are going paperless. So if we're going paperless and we are using technology, therefore all our data and our confidential information is stored within those devices. And if those devices are not protected accordingly, we're exposing our business and our customers' information as well as employees' information to what we call the cyber risk. So coming back to your question, why it's so important? We're changing the way we're doing business. And if we're changing the way we're doing business, that means that we are moving from traditional business risk to include as well new risks, which are cyber risks. And therefore, businesses need to address those as well, as I mentioned, through 3 pillars: people, process, and technology at the end.
Yeah. So you mentioned people, and this is a very important topic because across the globe, there is a shortage of cybersecurity experts that is rising. It's more than 1 million people globally. On the other hand, we have very few women like you working in that space. Some data shows that it's only 11% of women represented in that space. Why do we? Oh, you are a great ambassador of women in cybersecurity. You run a number of initiatives. I would love you to tell us more about your projects. And maybe let's start with that, because you have actually recently started another project for women in Singapore. Can you tell us more about why do we need more women in cybersecurity?
So first of all, let me maybe tell you that there are some good news. Apparently there's more than 20% now of women in cybersecurity.
Wow.
And I have seen some positive evolution in the field. So we have more diversity. Mm-hmm. However, a very important question, or actually fact that you mentioned, why do we need women in cybersecurity? I would answer that in a way that we need diversity in every single industry, because diversity brings difference of opinions, different perspectives, and statistics shows that teams with diverse backgrounds and experiences are much more productive, and those are numbers showing those by researchers. Therefore, having more women in the cybersecurity will bring those different perspectives and will make the teams more, efficient and productive. I have actually collaborated now with Tanya Janka. She is a cloud advocate, security cloud advocate for Microsoft, and she is the founder of Women of Security Worldwide. And I had before in Singapore founded Women of Security here, and then I joined forces with her to found the Women of Security Singapore chapter. Yeah. And within this chapter, we organized several activities for women in security, including the first CTF, Catch the Flag event. So for the ones who do not know, Catch the Flag is a hacking competition, and that was the 13th of July 2019. We had more than 40 women attending.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. 25 were actively hacking. We We had 3 amazing winners. They have achieved really fantastic results, and we just showcased that there are talented women, skilled technically, hackers in Singapore as well, and all over the world they are. So all the companies saying that, you know, yes, women are less in percentage, however, they can find them if they want. So that's my message for whoever is listening. Just make that extra effort to find more diversity for your teams.
Congratulations on that project, because it's empowering women to get into cybersecurity. You mentioned that that team had the technical skills to run the hackathon. Can you name any other non-technical skills that women can bring to cybersecurity? Do women have some unique skills that they can be used in cybersecurity space?
I would like actually not to clearly say only that women have particular skills, because we have this misconception that women are not technical enough. And that's the reality. It is a misconception. If a woman goes to a meeting, for example, it happened to me, they consider, oh, you are a salesperson, and that happened. So I do not want to continue that misconception. I would say again that diversity brings different perspective, and cybersecurity has very wide domains, from risk management to secure coding development practices, to incident management, to forensics, to awareness training. The choice is wide, and anyone can choose what she excels the most in.
Yeah, thank you very much for this chapter about women. And maybe my final question, as you mentioned, we are living in a fast-paced world, digital, connected, global environment. So there are more opportunities for businesses to expand and to their business globally, but also the number of threats is growing. How do you foresee the growth and development of cybersecurity in the next 3 years?
I would say, first of all, cybersecurity needs to be integrated within the business processes and needs to be taken into consideration within the design phase of any process, any product. Why? Because again, you don't go out of your house without closing the door with a key. What you do, you close the door of your house with a key. That doesn't make it completely secure. It will reduce the risk of being robbed, right? And I like this example because that's exactly what you need to do with your security controls. You will make sure that you make it harder for cyber criminals to get into your system and steal your information, which in this case can be customer data, can be your employees' information. So how do I see cybersecurity evolving? I see cybersecurity being integrated in the different processes across the different industries and getting more industries regulated, eventually more mature around the processes, because as you can see around the world, financial industry is the most mature due to the regulation that they are imposed by. So I would like to see businesses evolve even without that regulation in the cybersecurity maturity phase, where they understand the cyber risk and they don't do it just because of regulation, but they do it because they want to protect their customers and their employees' information.
And the final question regarding your company, Responsible Cyber, what is your dream for the company in the next 3 years?
I really like this question. It's as I mentioned, Responsible Cyber is my company that I founded in Singapore in 2016. It has been growing since. We have really a very nice small team, and I have great hopes for it. As I mentioned, it's about helping the business owners, bringing value and disrupting the way that cybersecurity is perceived, helping them with really affordable packages to protect themselves and mitigate their cyber risk. How do I see it in the three next years? For sure, making sure that we have a lot of customers and having a big team that can support our customers worldwide, including Poland.
Oh, great. I love the direction of your expansions. And I keep my fingers crossed for all your initiatives and for the business growth. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much as well. It was a pleasure talking to you.